Ìkíni fún ayẹyẹ. Hi guys, it's Ronke again. Sorry I've not made a video in a while. Today I'd like to talk about the Yoruba salutations for celebrations, the greetings that we offer during special occasions. Of course, every day is a celebration in and of itself. Every day deserves to be celebrated, but of course we have the special days. We have the birthdays and the naming ceremonies and the graduations and stuff. So I'll just mention the basic ones, that we celebrate. And if there's any one that you want me to translate to Yoruba, you can comment below and I would make another video. So in one of my videos I spoke about the eku, aku, and ku phrases. Usually when we offer salutations, 80 to 90% of the time we start them with either of the three phrases. So I explained how we use these phrases in that video, so I'm not going to do that again. I would encourage you to check that video out. I'll put the link in the description, or make an annotation so you can link this video to it. So I won't go back to that. That's that. I'm just going to go right into the events and the greetings that we offer for them. So usually, I'm going to start with this one, Ajodun. Now, Ajodun is what we call festivities, and that would definitely include, Christmas, New Year, Kwanzaa, the Oshun festival, whatever festivals that we celebrate, basically festivals and conventions. They're all collectively called Ajodun. So what do we, or Odun, you can say Ajodun, which is the gathering together of people to celebrate something, to be happy about something. Láti dùnnú nípa nǹkan, Ajodun. So that's that. People also call these festivities Odun as well. What do we say? What greeting do we offer for them? Let's say, it's Christmas, it's New Year, it's whatever festival that people still celebrate. We say Akwodun. Akwodun because, we are all involved. It's our thing. Is like we. So Akwodun is, if you watch my video on pronouns, you would understand better. So you can watch that as well. I'll put the link in the description. I just don't want to keep repeating things that I've covered in separate videos. So Akwodun is what you say, Akwodun. Or if, it's a kind of festivity in which you're not, directly involved, you would say Ekwodun. Now, if, I'm a Christian, for example, and it's Christmas. If it's New Year, of course, the New Year concerns everybody. So we'll say Akwodun, If it's Christmas, I would tell, maybe fellow Christians Akwodun, or people that just wish Christians well, Akwodun. But if it's the Oshun, festival, or the Ileya, the Salah thing that the Muslims celebrate, the Salah festivity, I would say Akwodun, because I'm not directly, involved. I'm not, it's not my celebration, but I still want to wish you well. So I'll say Ekwodun. I can say Ekwodun, Ekuyedun. You can also say Ku Odun when it is, when the person that I'm talking to is younger than I am, So if I want to, of course, even if you're younger than I am and we're celebrating the occasion together, it's an occasion that involves us both, I will still say Akwadun. But if I'm just offering it to you and you're younger than I am, or we're age mates, I'll say Kuwadun. Watch that video, you would understand better the usage of the Eku, Aku, and Ku. So the prayers that you would usually hear, because usually when people offer these salutations, they offer prayers as well, would be Awo Shekupo, Iwe. Or you can also hear Awo Share Me, Awo Share Me. You know, it just depends on your dialect or there's no basic, prayer. People offer all sorts of prayers, but the common ones that you would often hear would be Awo ṣe púpọ̀ rẹ̀, Awo ṣe púpọ̀ rẹ̀ láyé, Awo ṣe mí. We would celebrate another one and stuff. So that's that. I'm going to go to the next festivity, or the next celebration, not necessarily festivity, and that would be the naming ceremony. Naming ceremonies are exceptionally important in the Yoruba culture. So Ikomo is also known as Ikomojade. Ikomo is just the short form of Ikomojade, the presentation of the baby to the world. And naming ceremonies, Ikomos, are often called Ayẹyẹ Ìsọmọlórúkọ as well, which is the celebration of the child's naming, the naming ceremony. So if you hear Ikomo, if you hear Ikomojade, if you hear Ayẹyẹ Ìsọmọlórúkọ, it basically is still the naming ceremony. Naming the child Ìsọmọlórúkọ is just one important thing that is done in naming ceremonies. It's like the major thing, basically. You just want to come and rejoice with the parents and know the name that the child will be called. So people often refer to Ikomojades as Ayẹyẹ Ìsọmọlórúkọ as well. It's the same thing. So what do you say? What do you say to people? Now, if you are neutrally, what you say is Eku Ayẹyẹ Ikomojade or Eku Ayẹyẹ Ìsọmọlórúkọ. That means I'm greeting you for the naming ceremony that is being celebrated, or the presentation of the baby that is being celebrated. But that is just the basic one. So these ones are just neutral. If you want to greet someone, let's say you are like a neighbor to someone that just gave birth or something, you want to greet them like a Yoruba person, you go to them and say Eku ọwọ́ lómi, Eku ọwọ́ lómi. Eku ọwọ́ lómi is I'm greeting you for your hands being in water most of the time. That's like a transliteration of it. When the baby is born, you would often use water. Like if you use a keg of water, usually you would use 3 kegs of water in a day for that baby, just because you would want to wash off the feces and wash off the clothes and wash off the food bowls and the whatever and the feeders and everything. So you would use water more. Now you might take this greeting as a weird greeting, like this is weird. Like why would you greet someone like that? But that's how it is. Eku ọwọ́ lómi is your hands have been in water more than they used to be, because you have a new visitor, you have a new child, not visitor or child, but a newcomer, sort of. So Eku ọwọ́ lómi. And the prayer that people would often offer, don't forget, prayers are often important, is Ọlọ́run á wò, Ọlọ́run á dá sí. God will watch him, God will keep him. So it depends on whatever people would say Ifá wò, Ifá dá sí, if they were worshiping Ifá, Ọ̀ṣun á wò, Ọ̀ṣun á dá sí, if it was Ọ̀ṣun. Basically, so Ọlọ́run is like God, so if you don't want to specifically mention the name of a deity, or mention the medium between you and God, you will just say God himself will watch him, God will keep him. So that's that. Let me just briefly mention that when a woman is pregnant, it's not really a celebration itself, but people often celebrate with her in advance. So when you see a pregnant woman, I'm just chipping this in now, people would often say, Esolayo, beware. Esolayo is you would deliver safely. Beware is you would have a very easy birth, or an easy birth, So beware, Esolayo. And that's that. So the next one would be Ojoibi, which is the birthday. Of course, when the child grows to a particular point in life, they would, after a year, of course, not necessarily a particular point in life, they would celebrate their birthday. So the basic greeting that you would offer, remember I said that most of the Yoruba salutations are Eku, Aku, Oku, the noun of what is being celebrated. So you'd often hear people say Eku, Ayeye, Ojoibi. Congratulations on the celebration of your birthday. That's the transliteration of that. Or Ku Ayeye Ojoibi if the person is younger than you or your age mate. So the prayer that you would offer would be Emi Yagun if the celebrant is someone that is older than you, or Emi Yagun if it's someone that is like your age mate or younger than you. So now, even if it is two people that are younger than you, Yi is plural. So Emi Yagun would be for more than one person, irrespective of their ages, or one person that is older than you. And Emi Agun would be for someone that is your age mate or someone that is younger than you. So that's that about birthdays. The next celebration would be Ibere Ko. Of course, when the child celebrates his first birthday and the second and maybe the third, it would be time for them to begin some sort of education. Ibere Ko is what we call the beginning of the education, the beginning of a particular level of education. So you can translate that to admission or matriculation. I'm just going to briefly touch on the kind of levels that we have. The nursery school, the nursery level is called the Jeleosimi. Ile-iwe is school. If you hear Ile-iwe Jeleosimi, it's nursery school. And Jeleosimi means let the home rest. When a child is like 2 or 3 and you have things to do, you can't just sit with the child in the house like till forever. You have places to go to. This sort of schools, there are schools now, but back then they were not really schools. They were just like places where you could put your children and you could give the caretaker gifts or the caregiver gifts. So it would just be like one old woman or one woman, not necessarily that old or something, somewhere that you would drop your child with, and when you're coming back, courtesy demands that you probably give them something or thank them very well and compensate them somehow. That is if you don't have like younger sisters or the child doesn't have older siblings to stay with. So Jeleosimi is let the house rest. Sometimes even if you're not going anywhere, you will take your child there just so that they can play and meet their peers and you can get things done within that time. So Jeleosimi is let the house rest just so that you can have some peace and quiet in your life for at least a couple of hours that the child will be there. But now nursery schools are like part of the education. You start your ABCs and stuff. So that's what nursery schools are called. Primary schools are called Ilewe Alakobere. A primary school is called Ilewe Alakobere. That is primary, Ibere, the start of the real education itself. Nothing much. Even in the present times, what I mean, of course you would meet people. Nursery school is basically like fun, there's not that much pressure. You would not be scolded for not writing the A right. It is when you get to primary school that you begin to feel the actual pressure of education. So it's called alakobere, the beginning, the start. Giga is high school or secondary school. So ilewe giga is high school or secondary school, and ilewe university. Back then there were no universities, so there's no actual Yoruba word for university, but the transliteration, the accepted way of writing university is university, and that's what is there. So if you hear university, you would almost, you don't even have to understand Yoruba to automatically understand that what the person is saying is university. So these are the levels of education that we have. And when someone starts their education, remember I was talking about Ibereko, the beginning of the education, you would say Eku orire if it's someone that is older than you. Ku orire if it's someone that is younger than you. Eku orire also for more than one person, of course. Ku orire for someone that is younger than you or your age mates. Or aku orire if you are also, one of the people that we admitted as well, one of the people that is starting education as well. So if I'm going to law school tomorrow and I see someone that is also going to law school with me and they are Yoruba, I would say aku orire, basically congratulations to us, we. So that's that. And the prayer that you would offer would be Eo she asheyori or Oma she asheyori. E would be for someone that is older than you, or for more than one person, irrespective of their ages. Now, another celebration would be the end of the study. Of course, entering the school is one celebration in and of itself, but coming out of it and succeeding is another thing. You did not die when you were in school, nothing happened to you and stuff. So you at least succeeded to a reasonable extent. So the end of the studies is called Iparieko, end of study or studies. Iparieko. Or exit from school is Ijade ilewe. Ó ti jáde nílé ìwé. Person has exited from the school or taken an exit from school. So when you want to offer greetings to people that are celebrating this event, you basically say Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ or Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde iléèwé. So you would often hear Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ jẹ́lé òsinmi or Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀, Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ iléèwé, Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ gíga, or Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìparí ẹ̀kọ́ yunifásítì. Ẹ kú, the celebration of the completion of these levels of education. You would often also hear Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde iléèwé, exit from the nursery school. Iléèwé is school. So Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde, exit from these schools, the Yellow Simi school, the nursery school, the Alakobere, the primary school, and so on. So Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde iléèwé Yellow Simi, Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde iléèwé Alakobere, Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde iléèwé gíga, Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìjáde iléèwé university. If it's a level of education like the university, you can hear something different. When you come out of the university, you have an actual degree. Also for the high school as well, the high school diploma is pretty significant as well. It's basically like the most important. So once you start having diplomas and BScs and stuff, they are honors, they are OYEs, So Ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè is one, or kú ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè. Ẹ kú for one person that is older or more than one person, irrespective of their age, is cool for the age with someone that is younger. So ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè, you know, I'm greeting you for the celebration of studying to the point where you were now honored. You now have an actual degree. So ẹ kú ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè or kú ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè. You study to the point where you now have a degree. You've been honored. So the usual greeting for someone that is exiting from school, of course, would be congratulations. I mean, you came out of that, you know, those 4 years or more of, or 3 years, depending on the diploma or whatever, because there are some that are less than 3 years, especially like the higher level ones, the MScs and stuff in some places. So what's the point of going to school? It is to be able to work. I mean, you want to get a job at the end of the day. Once you're done with the schooling, after the school, what else? It is to work, to actually put the education into use. So the Yoruba people would often offer prayers that Iṣẹ́ rere lẹ máa fi rí, or Iṣẹ́ rere ló máa fi rí, for someone that is younger. Lẹ máa fi rí for someone that is older, or more than one person. Lo máa fi rí for someone that is younger, or the person's age mate. So Iṣẹ́ rere, good job, ni o máa fi rí. You will get a good job with the education, ẹ̀kọ́ yín, or ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ, you know, the degree that you have, the honor that you have. Iṣẹ́ rere lẹ máa fi rí, Iṣẹ́ rere ló máa fi rí, Iṣẹ́ rere ló máa fi ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ rí. You don't have to have that, really. You can just say Iṣẹ́ rere ló máa fi rí. The ẹ̀kọ́ yín or ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ is just to show you what they want to use to get the Iṣẹ́ rere, the good job, which is ẹ̀kọ́, the education.